Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this episode of the Healed Sister podcast, a place in which we talk about everything related to thriving as Muslim women in search of balance, inner peace and Allah's pleasure. Today's episode is inspired by what happens every time I tell someone that I'm from Morocco. And usually it goes two ways. The first thing that happens is that they tell me that they know someone who's married to a Moroccan woman. And the second thing that usually happens if it's a man is that he will ask me if I can introduce him to a nice Moroccan lady. And because this happens almost all the time, it really got me curious and it got me wondering, why are Moroccan women suddenly so desirable, especially in the West? Before I start on this topic, I need to put a huge disclaimer out there. I'm not going to be describing one specific Moroccan woman in this episode, and I'm not going to be generalizing either and reducing an entire nation to a few characteristics. What I want to do is dissect an archetype of this imaginary Moroccan woman that seems to be occupying many men's hearts and potentially provoking many women's envy. The intention for us here is to learn what healthy traits we can embody from this archetype to cultivate a better relationship with ourselves. Because from my personal experiences, being originally from Morocco myself, there is a lot to learn from Moroccan women and their culture. So let us get started on this topic, inshallah. Let's first look at practical things that the Moroccan women do that make her so attractive. And the first thing that I can think of is the importance of grooming and physical self-care in her life. Morocco is a treasure for natural beauty, and since ancient times, Moroccan women have been known for maintaining incredible rituals to take care of themselves. And one thing that I've noticed myself every time I go back to Morocco is the amount of beauty salons that you find in each city and how filled they are by women on a daily basis. The Moroccan woman does not hesitate to book an appointment at the hairdresser when needed. In fact, it's part of her monthly routine to get her nails and hair done because she's been raised to believe that if you look good, you feel good. And to a certain extent, that is absolutely true. The second thing that Moroccan women do on a weekly basis that is related to self-care is go to the Hermem. If you don't know about the Hermem, it's basically a steam room where women scrub their dead skins out, thoroughly wash their hair and body, and also relax because the steam room effect of the place promotes blood circulation and relieves muscle tension. And the interesting thing about the Hermem is that from a very young age, the Moroccan woman will be used to showing her body to other women, which, by the way, I'm not saying is the right thing to do from a religious perspective. However, as a coach who's worked both with Moroccan women and women of different backgrounds, I have noticed that with Moroccan women, their issues were never about body image and confidence. Imagine, from a very young age, they are taught to love their body, to take care of themselves, and they're used to looking at themselves without being shamed and definitely without shaming themselves either, which leads to a level of self-acceptance that is quite impressive actually. And I think many of us can learn from the relationship that the Moroccan woman has with her body when it comes to body image and self-love. The other practical thing that a Moroccan woman will do that make her extremely attractive is that she's not just about the appearance. She also cultivates her intellect by seeking knowledge, by reading books, by being interested in what's going on in the world, and even by having very strong opinions about politics, economics, and anything connected to what she's interested in. She can hold a conversation and she can do it confidently with anyone. And she can even be feisty about the things that she cares about. And the Moroccan women will be encouraged to seek education and to have an opinion about the things that are going on around her, which will be very appealing to anyone who's looking for intellectual stimulation as well as physical attraction. Now let's talk about the qualities that make her special, this archetype of the Moroccan woman. Well, first of all, as we mentioned earlier, she is outspoken and she doesn't hesitate to voice her opinion, While most women believe that to be loved and accepted, they have to please everyone, the Moroccan woman is aware that asserting herself commands respect and will also command love from the man in her life, so she doesn't shy away from speaking her mind. And because of that, one of her qualities is that she doesn't get stuck in a cycle of having a lot of resentment and unmet needs because of the fact that she knows when to express herself when she needs something. So she doesn't deal with all the stress that comes with holding back her true thoughts and quietening her inner voice. She doesn't have that issue. She lets her authentic self express herself when she needs something and when she disagrees with something. This helps resolve matters that crops up in her marriage, for example, instead of letting them fester. And it'll be the same in other relationships. Another quality of the Moroccan woman is that she is adventurous. She loves to discover new things, to travel the world. She doesn't fear taking risk and following her heart in the pursuit of her ambitions. And that is also very attractive because seeing someone passionate about something makes them look appealing way more than seeing someone who just doesn't have any life in them. Additionally to that, the Moroccan woman is independent and she can take care of herself because she was raised by strong women. However, she doesn't deny the need and the desire to be with someone and to rely on someone, to surrender to a man's power. And we'll talk more about that later when we dive deep into the feminine energy aspect of the Moroccan woman. But this is also very appealing to the opposite gender. And finally, to summarize all of these qualities, we can definitely say that this archetype of the Moroccan woman exudes confidence. And there's nothing more attractive than confidence. A woman who's comfortable in her own skin is really attractive, and this is exactly what Moroccan women are. And you might be thinking, well, this is a bit far-fetched, but there's actually studies that were made on this topic, and one specific one is a study made by Illinois State University in which they analyzed the behavior of Moroccan women in a city called Kandar, and they realized that their level of self-confidence was higher than the confidence of women in developing countries. And I have my own theory on that because myself, when I go back home in Morocco, I become a different person. I'll tell you why. I become more assertive and more confident and more outspoken because I have no choice. Conditions of life in Morocco are tougher than conditions of life in Europe or in the West in general. If you are the woman who waits until she's being served, who queues in line, and you adopt that same behavior in Morocco, people are going to step all over you. The Moroccan woman grows up in an environment that's quite tough and rough. And that makes her really strong and assertive, and that's powerful. It's powerful because she still does it with a lot of elegance and femininity. She doesn't necessarily become a man because society around her is tough. She just becomes stronger in her own feminine way, and that is incredible. Now let's talk about this notion of feminine energy in this archetype of the Moroccan woman. Well, the first thing that she does beautifully is embrace her childlike side. She's loud, she's fun, she's outgoing, and she has this bubbly personality that makes her prone to smile and laugh constantly. She's the life of the party and she knows it. And people generally love being around her because of her positive energy. And that is a component of the feminine energy because it's all about being playful. The second thing that the Moroccan woman does that is related to surrendering to her feminine energy is rejecting the hustle culture and the 50-50 mentality. The Moroccan woman has a very traditional view on gender roles. She wants to be taken care of, and she's not ashamed of it. If you invite her out and you're a man and you ask her to split the bill, get ready to never see that woman again in your life because that's not how she envisioned her relationship with her husband. The third thing that the Moroccan woman does when it comes to feminine energy and embodying it fully is that she has her priorities right. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, her husband is at the top of the list. The Moroccan woman learns from a very young age from her mother and her grandmother that her husband should have the top place in her life. As soon as she gets married, the Moroccan woman will make sure that she takes care of her husband, looks after herself so that there's still a sense of attraction and sensuality and polarity in her marriage, she doesn't let herself go, and she's attuned to his needs and preferences so that she can cater to them. The fourth thing that the Moroccan woman does when it comes to embracing her feminine energy is that she is definitely the queen of her house. She's the master of her home. On top of being great at taking care of herself, she also knows how to beautifully maintain her house, because she grew up learning that a home should always be ready to host unexpected guests, and that a clean space equals a clear mind. So taking care of her home is also at the top of her priorities. And finally, the trait of feminine energy that she embodies the most is the fact that she's caring and loving, which makes her a great potential future spouse and mother. And one way that she shows that is by not holding back when it comes to expressing her love and being affectionate to the people that she cares about. As you can see, these are just some reasons why Moroccan women seems to be appealing to Western men a lot more these days. But what we can take away from this and from this imaginary woman is that the attraction probably comes from the fact that this archetype has struck a balance between maintaining her femininity and still being strong and independent. And that balance will make a man's heart melt. But obviously our aim here is not to please man and to be obsessed over what men like and how to become that. No. What we can take away from this archetype is how can we also learn to be more comfortable as women in our feminine energy. I'm going to be hosting a 4-day live challenge next week on this topic. It's going to be all about thriving in your feminine energy after being stuck in your wounded masculine for a while. If you are interested in that topic and you want to dive deeper into learning how to settle back into your authentic self, which is your feminine self, definitely join me. I'll put the information that you need in the description box below. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what is it that you've heard about Moroccan women in your personal experiences, and what are you taking away from this episode. I will see you in the next one very soon, inshallah. Take care, my love. Ma salama.